Hello and welcome to Sorta Professional, where we bebop, hip hop, dance till we drop, and yo 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 make a wicked cup of cocoa. I'm Rich,
And I'm Matt.
and what are we going to talk about today?
Well, first, let's talk about this awesome new equipment that we have.
Yes,
It's super awesome. And
hopefully everybody can hear you now.
I say that because I bought it.
I feel like Mr. Anderson on wrestling. I have the mic right in front of my face. Be a
Well,
true asshole.
I just remembered from 5 seconds ago when I brought this up, I do have something to read you that came with these microphones. So give me one second.
Listen. Matt is now reaching into the bag. He's pulled out a piece of paper, and he's about to read. Let's hear what he has to say.
This is the one sheet of paper that came with these microphones.
These cinnamon scented microphones?
Yeah, I don't know why you think they smell like cinnamon. Okay. This is what it says. This is a professional condenser microphone, which adopts the exacting complete electronic circuit control and gold plate diaphragm capsule and the microphone with a good cardor. I don't even know this word. It's got way too many I's and O's in it.
Sounds important.
Polar pickup pattern, high output, low self noise, and the accurate reproduction of even the most subtle sounds, suitable especially for studios, recording studios, broadcasting stations, stage performances, and computer. Absolutely fulfill, misspelled, the requirement of high quality for broadcasting and recording. So basically, this is a person who doesn't speak English trying to write English.
I like the fact that the word diaphragm and I forget the other word flew right out of my head. Were in the same sentence. It's like they were making sexual innuendos.
Well, maybe that's what they like.
I feel like I should break out into song.
Is that what you want to do?
Like, this Rich is on fire.
Wow, that picked up well.
This Rich is on fire.
And now people have turned off the podcast.
I bet you there's some people laughing because this is more energy than I've had in a long time.
You are a little bit more high energy today.
I can explain why, but not on air.
Ah, okay. Then I don't know that I want you to explain why.
It's medicinal.
Oh, it's medicinal. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. Okay.
So, how was your comics this week? Favorite part of the show?
All right. Well, let's talk about the button first.
I hate the name of this story, The Button.
My brother mentioned something about that. I said to him, well, let's see. I got Batman the Shadow, got the Button, Part 3. He's like, that's a great name. I said, I didn't make it up.
Is the next one going to be called The Shoe? They find a shoe in the Batcave?
This, for the most part, felt completely unnecessary.
But
and I say that knowing that they want to tell this emotional story of Bruce meeting his father and his father going, "You don't need to do this for us," and all that jazz, all that good stuff that I like. I like to see character stuff, but this is something that we've been waiting for a long time. This explanation behind the button, and now we're going to start seeing some rebirth stuff. And it's just 3 issues now of nothing. We have
last issue was
we
good.
have 1 issue left for them to tell us anything of what's going on. And I wonder if they're actually going to do it.
I wonder who Zoom is running to. That's what I want to know. The most disappointing part of this book for me is when Batman said he had one thing that he wanted to tell his father. And it was his grandfather? Of all the things? He didn't want to tell him, oh, I miss you or anything like that. No, you're a grandfather.
I think that was implied, but, it's kind of important that, he tell him that he's continuing on the Wayne family.
The guy's dead. He doesn't care.
Well, he's dead now.
If he's a ghost, do you think the ghost is going to fucking care what the hell you're doing now? He's doing ghost shit. Haunting people and knocking people's papers on the ground like in Ghost, the movie.
It's not about the ghosts. It's about the people that are still alive.
Yeah, once you're dead, that's it.
He wanted to do that more for himself, I think.
You realize that when you and I die, most of our stuff's going to go to the landfill, right? Or right onto eBay from the bank that takes it all?
Of course.
Doesn't matter.
I'm actually going to donate my body to the Illuminati.
I thought about donating my brain to science, but I don't think that they'd be able to handle it. Like Charlie Sheen.
Well, they
can't handle it.
They would have the electron microscope needed to see it.
No, I didn't drink tiger blood before we started the show.
So you're not winning?
I'm always winning. Gotta be winning. He's not winning anymore, though, is he? He's just losing slowly.
He's doing something nowadays, I
Doesn't he have,
would guess.
some terminal disease?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has AIDS.
There we go. But Magic Johnson seems what a great name. Magic Johnson seems to be doing it.
Well, Magic Johnson has the cure for AIDS. You'd know this if you watch South Park.
I don't like South Park.
The
It
cure
just
for
seems like
AIDS
something
is
I could
money.
make in a diorama.
South Park has improved a lot as far as their animation goes.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, yes, it has.
That's like saying Beavis and Butthead improved as the seasons went on.
Beavis and... Listen, let's not talk about Beavis and Butthead.
Why not?
I'll make a lot of people angry.
Beavis and Butthead was good at the time.
I
Now it's
hated
useless.
Beavis and Butthead.
Most people did.
I couldn't stand it. I didn't like King of the Hill either.
Oh, that show, that's like the epitome of a picture of living down here, is that show.
I do like occasionally, not Boomhauer.
Bobby?
I can't remember this other guy's name. No,
Dale?
when I hangs with other friends. Yeah, I think it's Dale. Yeah.
See, I did watch the show.
Yeah.
I can't not let this show go on without saying it. This microphone is named the BM800, and I find that hilarious.
Go ahead, look it up. It's probably made in like, you know,
I would never type in the words BM into my computer.
it's neither did I. I just typed in microphone and hey, there it is.
BM800, that's a big BM.
There it is at a price I'm willing to pay.
Well, you bought them.
I did.
Works for me.
So is there a
We
comic?
didn't even finish talking about the button.
Well, my little mini rant there is pretty much over.
That was a rant.
I've run out of steam on it. Kind of.
That was like the tampon of rants.
Usually when I'm ranting alone, so there's nobody to interrupt and I can really build up steam. But
So you want me not to interrupt
whenever
this
there's
time?
anybody sitting around me, I kind of just lose steam very quickly. I don't know if you remember this from the comic book store.
No.
Yeah.
He used to jump right in.
I don't. Well, what did you think of the button? Let's not leave this all on me.
As somebody who didn't read Flashpoint, it's very confusing because I don't know any of the story of Flashpoint.
As somebody who did read Flashpoint and then Convergence, this is very confusing.
Like, I understand that the Flash told Thomas Wayne something, and then that dimension was supposed to die. But I would like to know why it didn't. Like, are they going to tell us this? Or...
I assume it had something to do with what's going on with, Ozymandias or
I
Dr.
really.
Manhattan
Who the hell is Ozymandias?
That's not how you pronounce
Isn't
that
it
guy's name?
Ozymandias?
I have no fucking
Is
idea.
mine the Spanish version? Ozymandias?
Here's another thing. I didn't like Watchmen.
I never read Watchmen.
Really?
I walked out of the movie too because there was too much big blue penis on my screen for me, and it was very boring. And I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Is that his name?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, yeah. He's barely in it, though.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. He's barely in that too. But when he is, it's gold.
The only show that I know of that he was in, not a lot of, but a good portion of, was Supernatural.
I can never remember the name of that show.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Zod to show up on Supergirl.
Really?
Yeah. He's arriving.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You mentioned that last week.
I'm excited. I like General Zod.
Why are you excited for that?
Because I like General Zod, the character. But so far, the two actors that they had play him were terrible. No, I'm not a Donner fan
You
at all.
didn't like Michael Shannon?
He got beaten by Cellophane S and thrown down the shaft.
No. That was
That was that big doofy guy.
what the heck was that guy's name? I can't remember his name.
Wasn't that Bull from Night Court, who's also Two-Face from Batman?
I don't
Have you ever seen Night Court? Are you old enough to know what
I've
Night Court
not-
is?
I watched one episode of Night Court 10 years ago.
Hey, so you must have been watching on reruns.
Yes.
Reruns, another version of what's happening. I'm not bringing that up because feelings were hurt. But as far as the button goes, I mean, so far all I know about it is Batman got his ass kicked, and then Zoom ran for what seemed like a long time and came back as a skeleton. Then Barry has everybody's stuff in a big closet where he got on a treadmill, and they saw other alternate realities, but weren't alternate realities. They were like the past or the present.
Yeah, they're
And then
almost like they're all on the same timeline.
And then miraculously, we're in a timeline where Thomas Wayne is sitting in a cave, and Aquaman and Wonder Woman are husband and wife, and I didn't know what was going on.
I thought the idea of a Justice League Lost and Found room was actually kind of cool.
I would be worried if I found somebody's pants and the person wasn't in them.
I gave that. Oh, that was a 2-page spread. wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I gave that a good long look, but I heard other people talking about it, bringing up stuff I didn't see.
Martian Manhunter stuff is
That,
there.
that I saw was there, but apparently Raven's costume was there.
All of the Legion of Superhero stuff is there
Yeah.
too.
Well, did anything with them happen in the button? I want to
I
say
have a feeling that's what Dark Days is going to be about.
You
Them
think so?
coming out of it,
we'll see.
and a whole bunch of new heroes that will be dead by 2018. Kind of like Milestone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be losing a lot of heroes and villains. I would assume within the next year or so, because they're going to introduce a lot of people who are just not going to work.
I just don't. I'm glad they're trying something new, and they're not doing it in the regular books. Like, I don't want to be force-fed. I don't know how to say this without sounding horrible, but let's just say I don't want to be force-fed a Batman that's not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I want to round the pool there. I didn't think I could jump in to get my point across.
Well, it was Grant Morrison did it back when after Batman R.I.P. in Final Crisis.
Sorry, folks, I have a sore throat again.
And that worked out all right because it was Dick Grayson, somebody who, you kind of would feel all right if he had to take over as Batman in a pinch, but also mainly because you knew that Bruce Wayne was coming back.
I'd like to see Damian as Batman eventually.
He's been Batman in an issue or two.
Yeah, but like I
in
mean,
the
like
future.
full force Damian Batman for a little while in the future. See, that's what Batman Beyond doesn't make sense to me anymore.
I want to say, was it one of the Kubert brothers did a story?
Yeah, Damian had two guns. If I'm not mistaken.
That was, I think, Batman 666. You're thinking of, but he actually did it was either an OGN or a little mini series. I can't remember. I can't even remember what it was called now.
Wouldn't you like to see Terry McGinnis and Damian together? How cool would that be?
I would like to see a good Terry McGinnis cartoon again.
No, I would like just a good Terry McGinnis comic book.
I don't know that he works well in comics.
Now I'm a little behind.
Batman Beyond isn't terrible.
The book is.
I don't think so.
I just can't get into it. I don't know if it's because the style is so different, and I don't really read it as often as I should, because every time I read it, it's boring, and he's fighting Ink, and Ink's not one of my favorite characters. I know Kirare just came back.
Oh, yeah.
The Joker is following her. So, I might tune in for the Joker issues.
Yeah, I think I've skipped the last maybe 2 issues.
It's gotten really boring and monotone when we're talking. I just noticed it. We're just like, yeah, yep, I went from singing to being asleep.
Well, was there anything you liked this week?
Not Superman.
I didn't think Superman was bad.
I love Lois Lane, but not as the main character. And why does she have Batman's glove? And why did the Batmobile pick her up?
I almost feel like this would be better if it wasn't a monthly or bi-weekly now comic. I think it would work better if it was just put out as a full story.
Why did the Batmobile help her? Who sent it?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find that out.
Harley Quinn was the best book I read all week.
I didn't read that. Why was that the best one?
Because she finally got rid of the vampires, and I hate vampire stories, so that's what made it good for me. And the story in the back actually involved Joker, Batman, and Harley Quinn by Paul Dini.
I was going to say this is the Paul Dini backup.
Yeah, and this is the first time I think it felt like Paul Dini's work. I just wish that maybe they could just give us full issues by him. I hate the split issues.
I've never liked the idea of backups because, say, the backup is actually really interesting, then you only get a couple pages of it and then it's gone. You have to wait again.
The Duke backup stories in All-Star Batman are better than All-Star Batman. And I don't like Duke.
Neither do I.
He doesn't even have a name yet. He's just Duke. The only cool Duke was in G.I. Joe. You do know what G.I. Joe is. Right?
I know what G.I. Joe is.
You had that look on your face like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Because I don't know what you're talking
Wish I was at home with a big bag of potato chips.
I know what G.I. Joe is. I can't say I've ever really watched it or had much interest in it.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
Who doesn't watch G.I. Joe?
This guy right here.
Why? What made it that you didn't want to watch it?
It was just one of those things that was on when I was a kid, and I said, no, I don't want to watch that.
What did you watch as a kid? Bill Nye the Science Guy?
I did watch Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Now he's Bill Nye Make Everybody Angry Guy.
2 episodes. 2 episodes of what, 13?
Of what?
That new show of his?
I find him irritating. I just don't particularly enjoy the sound of his voice.
I do, but maybe that was because I grew up watching him as Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He had a cool theme song.
Yeah.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. That was like the best part of the show. Just like Inspector Gadget. Even though Inspector Gadget was pretty cool. I always wanted to be Inspector Gadget.
See,
you don't know who he is either?
I know who Inspector Gadget is, but unfortunately I was young enough that the movie was able to completely ruin that character.
Aw, don't watch the movie. Watch the cartoon. That's where the original Penny is from, not Big Bang Theory.
That amazing show.
I love Big Bang Theory.
I can't stand the Big Bang
I can't stand the new seasons because it's too much like watching Life now. It's not really the Big Bang Theory anymore. So if you're listening, Big Bang Theory, you suck.
I used to like the Big Bang Theory, but then they started getting away from jokes that were more kind of geared towards.
When they dropped the comic books, the nerd stuff, the San Diego Comic-Con, the action figures, I was like, what the fuck am I watching this for?
It's just another generic sitcom now.
Yeah.
What's the point of watching it? Or me watching it?
I mean, I just watch it out of habit now because I have a bad habit of dropping things. When like Roseanne, I never watched the last season of that till they reran it on Nick at Night.
I will not defend the last season of that, but the last episode of that, I still think
it's the saddest episode.
Oh, hell yeah!
I didn't like that John Goodman was dead.
Neither did I.
I don't think anybody did. Everybody wanted John Goodman to be their dad.
Of course.
Lovable scamp Dan Connor.
Of course.
But like, it's kind of like the last season of Seinfeld. That wasn't very good either. It got very goofy.
The last season?
Yep. Seinfeld is the greatest show.
How many seasons was Seinfeld?
8.
So I'd say the last 8 seasons weren't that good.
Yeah, but you didn't like G.I. Joe, so your opinion is invalid. And you didn't like the NWO because Hulk Hogan was a bad guy. So you're totally devalued as a nerd. I don't even know what to call you.
When did it become a nerd thing that nerds had to like wrestling?
Because I said so.
Screw wrestling.
Wrestling is the best form of entertainment because you used to be able to see anything you wanted. You wanted to see a guy get a teddy bear stapled to his head. It was there. You wanted to see 2 guys fight in a boiler room. It was there. But now we're PG wrestling, so it's basically just guys fighting.
Is on almost every day.
When I was a kid, I would have begged for that. I wanted wrestling on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pay-per-view Sunday.
Not me.
And you know what? I almost got that now as an adult.
I'm good without wrestling.
Just why I won't be paying for that DC channel that's going to be coming up because I already pay for Netflix, WWE Network, Hulu, and various other forms of entertainment.
What sucks is that Young Justice is going to be on it.
It's got to be on Netflix eventually. They can't alienate everybody.
Why not just put it on Netflix?
They want the big man move.
That's a viable way to.
How about the Titan show? People have been clamoring for that for years. Nope. DC only. They're going to make you pay to see their dick.
I don't know that I was. I definitely was not one of the people clamoring for it.
Speaking of dick,
I was very worried about
how did you feel about Nightwing?
Keep Dr. Hurt out of every comic book.
I feel the same way about Professor Pig.
I know. I like Dr. Hurt. I know you don't.
He's a very wordy man.
Dr. Hurt was not meant to be a recurring villain. He was pretty much a one and done. As soon as Grant Morrison stuff was over, well, not even, but as soon as Batman came back from the past.
Let me ask you a
Doctor was
question
done.
about that storyline that always bothered me. It
Which
was
one?
called Batman R.I.P., right?
Yeah.
Why didn't he die at the end? Why did I have to read a whole other storyline for him to be dead?
He was buried alive.
But he wasn't dead.
And you didn't have to read a whole nother storyline.
Darkseid obliterated him.
Because at the end of that storyline, the next Batman comic would have been one with Dick Grayson in it.
But it wasn't.
Actually, no, you're right. The next Batman comic was Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
Batman
was a
was in.
good story.
That I never read. I've always wanted to.
Never read it?
Nope. I have the second issue, not the first one.
All right, I have to bring it to you.
I'll read that because I know that everybody raves about that book.
It is really, really good.
And the Joker's in that book, and he's not the same Joker crap that you just tried to make me read, where he's wearing an apron and his hair slicked back. He looked like CM Punk.
That was a good Joker.
I didn't.
What you say?
I was not. I didn't hate Heath Ledger, but I was not a fan of what they did to the Joker after Heath Ledger's success.
Those two Jokers were nothing alike.
That's what he appeared to be to me.
They were nothing alike.
That's what I felt like I was reading. I don't.
You're completely wrong.
But
you're so wrong.
Once again, we're going to go through this. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. The only opinion that matters to me is mine.
But it's not a matter of opinion. Those Jokers.
That's my opinion.
Were nothing alike. Factually nothing alike.
There's no facts.
Yes.
There's no facts in comic.
What, you think that just because he had the cut and smile that's
the
only similarity that matters?
The Joker has such a great look. Same thing with Magneto. Dr. Octopus. I hate now that he is the superior Hydra or something like that in Spider-Man. The Hydra-puss. I don't know what the fuck he is, but I know he's different. I don't like when they change iconic villains for no reason. Just because the movie's a success. Kind of like how Star-Lord, one issue, has brown hair. And then another issue, he has blonde hair. And I'm not really sure what color Chris Pratt's hair is to begin with.
I will say this. It's hard for me to say that at least the cut-up smile, the Glasgow smile, had nothing to do with the movie. So I won't try and argue that. But as far as the rest of that Joker design goes...
I'm not the design. I'm talking about the demeanor of the Joker.
Again, nothing.
I mean, he didn't do the pencil trick in that movie, which is probably my favorite scene.
You mean in the comic he didn't do it?
Yeah, comic movie. You like to correct people, don't you?
I do. It's one of my favorite things
ever. Is that why you argue with yourself?
Yes.
Because nobody corrects you? Or tries to mess you up?
I try to get there before everybody else does.
Because I'm quite good at messing you up a lot of times.
You are.
That's why we get along so well.
You do it very well.
I mess up a lot of people.
Mess you up. Doesn't surprise me.
Mess you up. I just hit my chin on the microphone.
Good job with that.
Excuse me.
Thanks for doing that right into the mic. I'm sure everybody appreciated that.
Well, we did just eat dinner, so.
You did.
You're the one that brought food and then didn't eat it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know why for some reason. I just wasn't.
It's like buying comics and then reading them.
Have you ever thought that you were hungry and then you actually get the food in front of you and go, oh, my stomach is kind of just going, no.
I didn't get fat by accident.
Well, I was going to stop, but I didn't want to offend you.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
Halfway through by going, oh, wait, Chad, no, you've probably never felt that, have you?
No, actually I have. But I'm more, I have, what the hell's it called? Thyroid problems. That's why I'm bigger. Because I don't eat a lot. Even though people assume just because you're big.
Yeah.
Just because you're big, you're fat, lazy, and you don't like to do anything. Well, fuck you. I do a lot more than most people in a day. And you know that quite well.
I'll stop making the joke. Because I do it every time you say that, so.
That's just true.
No, I'm sure you do a lot of work.
I do. It's not the glorious of going out in public and seeing people, but I like not having to see people.
I was going to say, going out in public to see people.
I wouldn't mind an office job, like where somebody hands a piece of paper and says, check this.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with that, too.
I couldn't see. I'd have a body count if I had to go back out in public again. Tomorrow's Free Comic Book Day.
It is.
The worst day of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
And you will be at Player's Choice in North Myrtle Beach.
Yes, I will. Free head sketches for the kiddies. And no, if you send your kid up and tell me, can I have another one? I know it's for you. But no, it should be fun. I like that. I won't be in a hot tent sitting in a parking lot.
The only thing I'll be getting from there is the DC.
Are you coming up?
Probably not. I think I'll just have him hold it for me.
I'm not getting
It
anything.
depends on what time I'm done with work.
I always feel like the books I get from Free Comic Book Day are the ones that I throw away 2 or 3 weeks later.
You know what? I should get the Marvel one too.
Secret Empire?
Yeah.
It's not very secret.
I know, right? But no, I've gotten at least a few of the Free Comic Book Day things ever since Black Knight Zero came out as a Free Comic Book Day thing, and then a couple weeks later when I wanted to get it, I ended up having to pay like $6 for it.
Yeah, well, the guy that gave it to you should have not charged you. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, considering I was a subscriber at the time.
Uh-huh. I missed out on a lot of Free Comic Book Day books.
It's not the person you're thinking of.
I know, but I've missed out on a lot of Free Comic Book Day books being a subscriber, but I don't really let the kids have the books. I don't know why they make such a big deal about it. There's always one book that goes for like $50. It's always about like something stupid about like Viking pirates. So what else is going on in your life? You gotta do more than just read comics.
Yeah, lately I've been reading a lot of books about Grant Morrison. A lot of
He's your favorite, isn't he?
Oh, by far he's my favorite comic book.
I can't say I have a favorite comic book writer, but I guess because I'm more visual with it.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
There's a fly in my house. Weird. Wow, we just got an awkward pause there. My friend Dave's gonna be seeing red.
Maybe if you didn't let flies into your house, we wouldn't be having that problem, would we?
I had to move some crap from one part of the house out into the shed, and that's what I did today.
So you left your door open.
No, well, do you know another way to get out of a door without opening it?
It's just glass. Go ahead.
I'm not Batman. He likes to jump through glass.
Yes, he does.
So we buy all these books every week, and then we talk about them for like 5 minutes, and we never sound like we enjoy them.
Well,
so why do we buy them?
Because the God's honest truth is that I'm waiting for that book that will get me excited enough to. It's happened before. A book has come out that I've been really excited about and really enjoyed reading. But for the most part, it's just been kind of like now I'm waiting for that. And I'm not hating myself while I'm doing it. I'm still, these books are still good. There's just nothing
Exciting.
rave-worthy about it.
Yeah. Like Superman has gone downhill for me.
I don't think so. It's like any book that goes on for a while is you're going to have some that are, I wouldn't say it's in like a downslope. It's just kind of coasting along in the middle right
I
now.
know we're heading towards Action 1000, so it's supposed to pick up now for the next couple of. You don't get Action Comics.
I do get Action Comics.
So you didn't for like 4 months.
I didn't for 4 months. Now I do.
Did you get all the issues you missed?
No, not yet. I'm still trying to go through and figure out all the comic books that I have gaps in.
That you had subscriptions to that you weren't getting subscribed from?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell I just said, but it was pretty good.
I got what you
I
said.
changed what I was going to say mid-sentence there, so I had to throw in a word that didn't make sense there, folks. Or folk, whoever's listening. Usually my mom.
Hi, Rich's mom.
She listens. I hear her voices coming out of her computer every now and then. And I'm like, oh, put the headphones on. I don't like to hear the sound of my voice, even though I talk a lot.
That's the
right,
best
Emily?
place. Yeah, that's the best place to be with. I'm just trying not to swallow too close to the mic because I think the mic's picking that up pretty good.
I can drink some soda and let the bubbles. And...
Yeah, I don't know what I was just saying. I just completely lost my train of thought because
I'm good at that.
Yeah, you are. It happens every episode.
More than once.
Episode. Yep.
You should write things down before you say them so that you remember.
Matt, 5 seconds ago you wanted to say this.
I'm going to start doing that. Matt started talking. I said something. This is what he was saying. And now he can't remember.
Manchester Black.
Who is that?
He was part of a anti-hero
Isn't everybody an
group
anti-hero?
called the Elite.
Isn't everybody an anti-hero at this point in life?
I think he first appeared in JLA. And basically what he can do is he can control people's minds, and he's telekinetic.
Did we really need a farmer for 18 issues to tell us this? Couldn't he just show up?
He was trying to do it covertly.
And what was he covertly doing? making John not have his powers work.
Again, not knowing where this falls in any kind of continuity whatsoever.
And
I have no idea.
And why did he collect the Frankenstein with him?
I have no idea.
That was like the worst issue of Superman. I didn't even finish reading it, and they're there.
Manchester Black hated Superman. For this, and
Doesn't
this
everybody hate
this
Superman? I don't even think Batman likes Superman.
This is pre-New 52. So basically, Manchester Black was trying to get Superman to kill somebody, so that he would realize that killing a criminal is the way you're supposed to do it, and that just incarcerating a criminal does nothing. You know, that
Someone should
classic,
tell Batman that.
that classic anti-hero thing, right? And basically, Superman made it appear that as if he killed the rest of Manchester Black's team, and made it appear as though he used his heat vision to burst something growing on Manchester Black's brain that made it look like that he thought where his powers came from, and none of that was real. And Superman ended up telling him that for some reason.
This sounds really boring.
This is all from a Wikipedia article I read.
Did you actually know this, or you read this before you came to the house?
I found this on Wikipedia about half an hour ago.
Okay, because I find that my knowledge of comics is not as good as I thought it was, especially when it comes to Spider-Man, because I went through my Spider-Man collection, and all I have is Venom books. Every book is Venom and Carnage.
I suppose there's worse Spider-Man books to have, right?
He has, I'd say next to Batman, he has the greatest villains rogue gallery around.
I've always loved Carnage. Just from like a design standpoint, I think Carnage looks awesome.
Yeah, me too. I think Venom's better, but Matt's taking a drink. I'm trying to make him get soda come out of his nose. It'll happen.
Not on the podcast, it won't.
Oh, it will. One of these days. Don't make me sing again.
But
So you like my Mrs. Doubtfire intro, huh? My movie knowledge is impeccable.
Is it?
But it's like not good movie knowledge. It's like weird quotes that no one would use in life, but I somehow make it work.
I don't know that your movie knowledge is impeccable, considering the long laundry list of movies you've never seen.
Those aren't. Just because people think it's good doesn't mean I'm going to see it.
Oh, here we go. First of all, I bought a copy of Turtles Forever. The 80s Turtles and 2003 Turtles.
It wasn't a very good crossover, but
I enjoyed that.
It was good, but it wasn't because no Uncle Phil.
I'm actually having a tougher time getting a Blu-ray copy of the 2007 CGI movie than I did getting that movie.
I have one. You can't have it.
I know.
Did you watch my other Turtles DVD yet?
I watched maybe about halfway through the first one. I am going to get back to it because I do want to do those reviews of them.
That's my favorite one.
Are you kidding me?
Why not?
Are you kidding me?
They don't use the word like tubular. It's just like the first issue.
First of all, let's just talk about Casey meeting Raph for the first time, okay? I enjoyed that movie when I was a kid. Now I have a hard time, and I hate using this word, not cringing while I'm watching this movie. It's horrible. By the way, hi Sam Rockwell. I forgot you were in that movie for a split second.
My microphone just fell off the table, so now I'm holding it out with my hand.
There's a little thing on the bottom you can spin to tighten it up.
You keep talking.
Well, let's skip forward a bit and talk about after Raph gets beat up on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Right? And he is like on the brink of death.
Yeah.
And the next time you see him, he's either just gotten off a bender, or they just decided, fuck it, let's just toss him into the bathtub here.
Yeah.
Like just the way he's laying in that bathtub had me burst out laughing so hard I had to shut the movie off.
Do you enjoy anything from when you were younger?
Yes.
Like, can you actually sit down and watch something and be like, I still like this?
I enjoyed the 2003 Turtles cartoon.
You were a kid when that was on?
I was a kid when that was on.
How old were you?
Let's see. I would have been, when it started, I would have been 13, 14 years old.
That's not a kid. That's a teenager. I'm talking about a kid, like 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, I was He-Man, Thundercats,
Okay.
Transformers.
I
That
still
was my
love
thing.
I still love The Lion King, and I still love Aladdin.
Did you watch the Aladdin cartoon?
I never did watch the Aladdin cartoon. I never knew it was on.
How did you?
I wasn't a Disney kid.
No.
I wasn't a. I never watched cartoons on the Disney
So you don't
Channel.
know who Abismal is?
No idea.
And Homer Simpson was the genie
I know. I knew that Homer Simpson was a genie because he was.
in the
he,
second movie.
Yeah, in the second movie he did the genie, and I didn't think he was any good as that.
I didn't think he was bad, but he wasn't great.
Um,
It was better than not having it. Speaking of Disney's listening to this, I'd like to have the Aladdin TV show on DVD sometime before I die.
I would like to have a nice collection of the 03 Turtles.
Well, did you watch the Lion King TV show or any of those?
No,
Tailspin,
No.
DuckTales.
no.
I'm
Says the
sad
guy
for
who
you.
never watched Jaws.
I'm sad for you. So you don't know, like, when you hear the word DuckTales, you don't have the urge to go, woo!
But back to one of your favorite movies for some reason.
Turtles?
Yeah, Turtles. Let's talk about how the Turtles themselves are almost like the only turtle who has so far that I've seen.
You realize this movie was created in, like, the late 80s,
Is the
early
only one who
90s,
really
right?
has any kind of distinct personality is Raph. The rest of them are like Donnie especially really pisses me off because it's like Donnie doesn't give a fuck.
But
about
Donnie
anything.
didn't have a great personality until 2003 series.
Okay, then maybe that's
You're biased.
Maybe that series and everything else after has ruined.
You're biased
those movies
because
for
the
me
comics
forever.
now are much better than they were then.
Maybe they've just ruined it forever for me. Then.
It's like I can't read new G.I. Joe comics. I just can't do it. It's not good. The G.I. Joes act horrible.
Basically, I'm doing this to get up to the 2007 movie and Turtles Forever. And then
Please don't tell me you're going to watch the Michael Bay movies because I still haven't watched the one with Bebop and
I'm
Rocksteady.
gonna have to.
And they almost got me to go see it in the theater because Seamus was in it.
I can't say I'm gonna review all the Turtles movies. I reviewed those ones.
I can't watch that Michael Bay movie. I mean, the Michael Bay movie was good, but they look like Shrek. I don't like the looks.
Neither do I. It's one of my least favorite designs.
I heard the second one was good.
It actually took me a while to get used to
that's-
the 2012 designs too of the CGI series.
That movie was good. I can't remember anything about it.
Not the 07 movie. I'm talking the TV series.
Oh,
The 2012
Back to
TV
the
series.
Sewer? Is that what it's called?
No.
Which one are we
The
talking
one that's
about?
on Nickelodeon
Speak up,
right
I
now.
can't hear you.
The one that's on Nickelodeon right now.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I was interested in that show when there was an ice cream cat.
I like the ice cream cat.
I mean, it just got weird. And I always, for some reason, tune out of the Turtles.
I'm sorry. We're talking anthropomorphic turtles here.
But there was an aspect of that show that kept me interested. Every cartoon from the 80s till now, when they go to space and they fight the Triceratons, was that what they're called?
Yes.
I lose interest and I stop watching. And I always come back when Yusaki Yojimbo is brought into it, which is this season now.
Sorry, say that name again?
Yusaki Yojimbo.
No.
I don't care what you say.
There's no K in it.
Oh,
It's a G.
I don't care.
Oh, jeez.
Don't make me drop with The Family Guy on you, because I will. I watched The Family Guy this weekend.
You have said The Family Guy every episode now.
I know.
Every episode.
Just like Race Al Ghul. I'll keep going.
Yeah, you will. I know you will. So I started rereading the IDW series, the
I have them
ongoing
all in
series
the
right
big
now.
collected edition.
Yeah.
I love them.
And I didn't realize when I was reading before that they say it's only been 18 months at the beginning of that series since they've been born. And that's stuff that I have a hard time buying into.
You know, I don't know. You think too much about some stuff.
Maybe I do.
Maybe I don't think enough. I have the Homer Simpson mentality when it comes to movies, comic books. Comic books and movies get me away from the horrible realities of my real life.
It doesn't stop me from enjoying them.
It seems like it does.
It doesn't.
Because right away you're like, oh, it took me out of it. It says 18 months. Maybe it was a typo.
No,
Maybe
I didn't say it took
18
me out of
years.
it. I said I had a tough time buying it.
You already paid for it.
Oh, Jesus.
See, that's what we need a sound effect for.
No, I told you the first thing I'm doing with the soundboard is
You're going to be like Weenie in the Butt
Yep.
on The Family Guy.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to go on for like 10 minutes. Just a warning right
By the
now.
way, folks, if I can ever get Matt to do this out in public, I'll give anybody a free sketch that constantly tells them they watch The Family Guy.
Hey, everybody. I'll just tell you thanks if you tell Rich to go fuck himself if we do this in public.
People tell me that 3-4 times a day for the last 20 years. Wouldn't be anything I haven't heard. You can't drink at the same time I'm drinking. They're going to be just hearing us go. It's going to sound like a gay porn.
I was about to say, and then they won't know what we're doing.
It's going to sound like a gay porn.
Hey, you don't know why people listen to this podcast.
Actually, it could be a gay porn or two guys eating a bucket of chicken. Because they both sound exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
I don't know why.
I kind of like the thought that you have watched two guys eating a bucket of chicken and gay porn, so that you can verify this.
There is more likelihood that I've watched two guys eat a bucket of chicken than gay porn. I don't want to see two of the same things. I don't know. I'm going to get away from the subject. It makes me uncomfortable.
I don't know. Are we going to talk weird internet videos now? Can we do that?
No. Well, we could. What kind of weird internet videos are you watching?
I don't know. What's the weirdest internet video you've ever watched?
I don't watch internet videos.
You should.
But I do watch Maxim Bidet. Is that his name? He's the English African-American guy who goes, so...
I think you've told me about this guy before.
And he's funny. I only watch things that are funny.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I can't watch like serious shit.
So you don't watch us?
We're not really serious. I don't think anything's serious anymore. You're very serious. You're like the Lance Storm wrestling fan that I'm talking about. Oh, podcasting.
So this guy sitting right here doesn't know what you're talking about.
Lance Storm was a guy who came out to the ring, and his whole shtick was, if I could be serious for a minute, and he would just talk like this he was boring as anything. He was a great wrestler.
Thank you. Apparently I'm boring.
Sometimes.
Thanks.
Sometimes you're a little boring. A little around the ears. A little around the eyes. Sometimes. But that's what makes it great, because I'm not boring. If I was boring, you would ask me to do this. Now he's doing some weird so I don't know what's going on, because both of his hands are under the table.
I'm sulking.
You always sulk.
I do not always.
You're a sulker.
I am not a sulker.
Rob makes you sulk.
I'm a brooder.
You're a sulker.
No, I do sexy brooding. That's my default.
Sexy?
Sexy brooding.
If you're sexy, I'm a legend. Because I am a legend. I also need a haircut.
At least in your own mind, I need a haircut too, so bad.
But
that's why I'm wearing the hat right now.
If you can't love yourself, then no one else is going to do it for you. I don't know what happened there, folks. Matt just got depressed and started staring at the screen.
I did.
You going to say anything?
Because then no one will ever love me.
You don't love yourself?
No.
Why not?
I hate myself.
Why? That's sad.
It is, isn't
I'm going to make you love yourself.
Are you sad now?
No, I don't get sad anymore.
Oh, well then fuck.
I was sad.
This was all for nothing.
I was sad for 2 years of my life, and I'm not going to be sad again.
I was trying to make you at least a little sad, and it didn't work.
I can't. Maybe I'm heartless. I don't know. But you being sad has no effect on me. I mean, if you told me, like, oh, man, somebody came over and they shot my brother in the foot and then dropped a pickup truck on him, I'd be a little sad for you there because I like Rob.
Oh, thanks.
But I wouldn't say, I'm sad for Matt, because you'd be sad already for yourself. I'd be trying to cheer you up, pick you up, dust you off, send you on your way.
That almost sounded like a lot of BS.
It was.
I knew it.
A lot of BS.
I knew it.
But I would try to make you happy. I mean, we have quite a few friends who are all sad and depressed. I try to make them laugh, but it doesn't work.
Hey, I had an idea.
We're going to do a whole show where we're sad?
Because you never talked about Bane Conquest.
I tried not to.
I know you tried not to. I'm going to make you.
It was terrible. It was awful. I won't be getting issue 2 of 12. So you're on your own.
12.
Yeah.
12.
So if you want to find out what happened, you can buy my issue.
Batman in the Shadow is 6.
I'm not quite sure what I read in that book when I was looking at it.
Well, you barely spent any time with it.
Because I forgot to get it.
Yeah.
There's only so much Mamu that I can spend on comics.
Basically, Batman goes to Henry Ducard because there's a mystery he can't solve, which is
Is
shocking.
that race?
Which is Henry, no. Which is shocking considering it's Bat Snyder's Batman, and we all know how
Who's Bat Snyder?
Did I said
Who the hell is Bat Snyder?
Did I not say Scott Snyder?
No, you said Bat Snyder.
I don't know. His name always screws me up.
Who the hell is Bat Snyder?
I can guarantee you.
I guarantee you he dresses up as Batman while he's writing it.
That wouldn't surprise me.
He puts the cowl on and he gets all broody.
I will call him Zack Snyder at least once during this.
That's what I thought you said, but you said Bat Snyder.
But we all know how competent.
Why'd you pick that up
Scott
if you weren't
Snyder's
going to drink it?
I considered it, then decided against it.
It's the same thing you did with dinner.
I like things to do with. I like doing things with my
You're a
hands.
strange
Problem with
man.
that? Anyway, so he tells us a story about meeting. There's a murder in town, and it's with this ancient knife. And he finds the ancient knife, and then somehow a guy is in the room.
This sounds
that was not in
surprisingly
the room.
similar to the Batman Brave and the Bold episode with Sherlock Holmes.
Turns out it was the Shadow, so he and the Shadow fight on a rooftop, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, and then it turns out, spoiler alert, Henry Ducard is actually the Shadow in disguise. So, there you go.
So I guess you would say the Shadow knows.
You know, it's funny to
What
me.
fear lurks in the heart of men.
It's funny to me. You mentioned that people are raving about this online. I don't know why.
I thought
It's not bad.
the art is gorgeous.
The art is really good, and it's not a bad story. But it's issue 1. Nothing has happened yet.
Well, a lot just happened from what you told me. There was a murder with an ancient knife, and Ducard was the Shadow.
Nothing that calls for any kind of rave reviews.
Maybe some people like Ducard and the Shadow. You don't see the Shadow very much. You know who I don't like? The Green Hornet.
I never got into the Green Hornet.
What is he?
I tried just because Bruce Lee was in it.
What is he?
I have no idea. He's just a rich dude with a mask.
He's like a Batman
Which is
ripoff.
funny because that's what Batman is, but he's not as cool as Batman.
No, a lot of those 50s characters are not as cool as Batman.
But
then again, Batman is a 50s character, isn't he?
what's funny is that I remember walking into comic book shops and saying, and just when somebody would say, "Who knows?" I'd go, "The Shadow knows," and nobody would know what I was talking about.
Now everybody's a Shadow expert.
Yeah, now all of a sudden everybody knows who the Shadow is. Fuck off.
Like Dick Tracy.
Whatever.
You know, I can't say the word Dick Tracy without hearing that cheesy commercial from Playmate. Because that's what they play in the 90s. You did see the Dick Tracy movie, right?
Yes, I saw the Dick Tracy movie.
It was awful.
Was there a Duck Tracy? Or something like that?
Not that I know.
I want to say there wasn't. For some reason, I always think of a cartoon when I think of Dick Tracy, and I don't know why.
I think of newspaper strips, like Garfield and Blondie and Dagwood.
Oh, let's talk about the decline that Garfield took.
Garfield's still coming out?
Yeah.
How much lasagna could
Garfield? What's funny is that Garfield was funny for a good chunk of time.
Garfield and Friends killed that.
And then it really took a different quality, and then it got really funny again for like a year, and then just dropped again.
I've never found comics in the newspapers enjoyable.
Oh, I do. I like Pearls Before Swine. I love that series. I think it's hilarious.
Like Kathy, Peanuts.
Well, I don't know that Peanuts
The
is
Wizard of Id, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Never got into that.
You're naming all these comics that nobody finds funny anymore. They're just there because
Well, that's what was running in New York when I was growing up. I don't get a newspaper now. Can I read Garfield online?
Yeah.
I can?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, jeez, don't ask me that.
Is it at Garfield.com?
But no,
Because that would make more sense.
There are websites where you can go to where every day in your email box you can sign up for all these comic strips, and they'll send the comic strips to you every day in your email.
I refuse to call it Peanuts because it makes me think of actual peanuts. But Snoopy. I loved Snoopy when I was a kid, and I don't understand why. Because I never found Snoopy funny or good in any way. He was a jerk.
Well, that was kind of the point. I don't know how funny those were supposed to be. I think that was just supposed to show like childhood neuroses more than anything else.
I didn't get it. Like even when I watch The Great Pumpkin now, I just want to punchline this in the mouth.
I think that
I think because I've changed.
I think that all of those movies are boring as fuck.
The only thing that keeps me awake in those things is hearing Snoopy go rah, rah, rah. And when he cuts the turkey at the end that he has in the doghouse. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be eating a turkey from a doghouse.
No, I definitely wouldn't be.
I don't understand like a lot of those Charlie Brown cartoons. People are like, oh, I love the old ones. Why? Most of the time, it's just some kid telling you about history.
Do you remember the cartoon Hysteria?
No.
It was kind of like it was almost like an Animaniacs type show where it'd be like maybe like 5 different short
Sounds like something I should
cartoons
know.
during the same thing. And most of them had to do they were almost all historical jokes, and they were trying to be a little educational at the same time.
I'm sure it didn't last long.
It didn't. It should have, because it was really, really funny.
It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I never got the hype behind that show.
The kick-ass theme song.
Yeah, that was about the only thing good about it.
I never played the Power Rangers theme song for you last week.
Nope.
I got to do that after we stop recording here.
I love Power Rangers. Well, I love the pink Power Ranger. Even now, I do.
Amy Jo Johnson. I'm glad to see that she's doing conventions now.
Yeah, none of them were down. Why does nobody come to South Carolina?
I have no idea.
Are we like the bubonic plague?
I don't know.
We get fucking horrible Power Rangers at our conventions.
Call Jason David Frank, offer him a bit of money. I'm sure he'd do it. The guy's a whore for everything Power Rangers. He acts like he's God's gift to man.
Well, I guess he's not going to be on the podcast now.
Yeah, I got a little. Sorry.
Sorry there, JDF. Maybe I can get him to edit that part out, because I frankly like the Green Ranger.
No, listen. He seems like a really nice guy.
Does he? He challenged CM Punk to a fight.
I'd see that. I'd watch that.
I was hoping that was who his first fight was going to be against.
And from everything I hear, he's really good with fans, and he's actually a really nice guy. But
I'd probably faint if I got to meet Amy Jo.
I don't know. He just, like the jocks from high school. He seems like one of those.
Jason, I don't remember his actor name. Follows me on Twitter.
Oh my God, Austin St. John.
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter.
Every time I bring him up, people say to me, "Is that the one that killed the guy with the katana?"
Oh God, I'm so tired of answering that question. Just like most people don't know that Trini died.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah.
I would go to a convention that had all the remaining Power Rangers left, but in a heartbeat.
I would go to a convention if it had Trini.
Me and Rob would be the first 2 people on the line, probably.
Probably. I could see that.
I would. I'd love to go meet the Power Rangers.
I would go too.
But Rob likes Ivan the Ooze, and I'm not a big Ivan the Ooze fan.
He likes Ivan Ooze because of how cheesy Ivan Ooze is.
I was a Lord Zed guy.
Zed is awesome too, but Ivan Ooze saved the Power Rangers movie. There's nothing else good about that movie.
I'm really far behind on my Power Ranger comics.
I'm not as far behind as you are.
You started in like the middle.
But I think I might be an issue behind right now.
And you know what saved the next Power Ranger was that Turbo? Amy Jo Johnson in those tight black shorts.
Turbo. What a great movie that was.
It was, because she had those shorts on. Thigh gap and all.
And then she was brainwashed.
Oh, evil Kimberly was even better.
You don't know what evil Kimberly's going to do.
Kimberly Hart, she was the best.
I named a cat after Kimberly.
She could be on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe if we had more than 5 people listen to the last one.
Look, I put it out there. I can't make people listen. They're missing out.
They are. I think we have to have some interesting conversations.
But at least now...
Maybe you have to listen through some awkward silences. Who cares?
But now people, when they go to me, could you support my stuff? No, because they don't support me.
Actually, I'm going to trying to cut some of the longer silences out. So
you can do editing?
A little bit.
You're going to edit like Bob did when I cursed, and I had to do like random words for him, like ice cream?
No. No, I'm not going to do
It did make it funnier, though, because I refused to give him words that made sense. So I said things like purse, ice cream, and he put it in his podcast.
I have no idea how he did that, so don't even.
Well, I'm glad
ask
don't
me to do
learn
that.
because I don't want to be edited.
By the way, theoretically, we could sit here for 271 hours and 41 minutes. That's how much space I have on my computer available for this recording.
I don't know if I could because eventually I'd have to go to the bathroom. Maybe I'll get one of those stadium packs.
That would be an awkward silence.
We could go in there with me.
Or we could not. That would be
Then I
perfectly
could
acceptable
find out
too.
why this microphone is a BM800. Come on, there's nothing funnier than potty humor.
You don't watch any of this stuff. I was watching a streamer.
Streaker?
Streamer. He was streaming near a tomato, which is a joke you wouldn't get. Maybe other people would. With two of his buddies online. And he didn't realize that he had his headset microphone turned on and one of these microphones turned off. So he thought he was recording through this. Turns out he was recording through his headset. Said, hang on a minute, guys. I got to go use the bathroom.
That's
So
great.
he goes into the bathroom and you can hear everything from the zip to the piss to the flush
The splashdown?
to the and he gets back and he looks at his chat and he goes, oh, you guys could hear me in the bathroom? And one of the guys he's playing the game with goes, dude, it was like we were in the fucking room with you.
That's funny. Funny.
Stuff like that happens.
Well,
That's
that
why
would
you
be
watch
impossible
streams.
for that to happen right now here.
Well, yeah, you mean,
Unless I peed in the kitchen.
please don't.
I had a sink.
I mean, Shay might do it.
She's never peed in the house. Only as a puppy when she was training.
Yeah.
And she did do a lot of revenge pees, though. Like, if I went away for business, she'd just squat and piss in the middle of the bedroom out of pure anger.
I worked with a guy from, God, 7 years ago now. Didn't care where he pissed.
So, like, if we had a Mountain Dew,
No.
you just go?
He'd just go. Like,
I hope you're not friends with this guy anymore.
No, another guy I worked with told me that he was at a customer's store with this guy, and they're walking around in the parking lot talking, and just in the middle of them talking, he just stops, turns around a little bit, and takes a piss
Yeah, I don't
in
know.
front of a customer.
I don't know how people have open door pees in my house. You got to close the door. It's a private moment.
If I'm in the house alone, I close the door.
How often are you home alone? Ow! I just stubbed my toe. That hurt like
not
a
as often.
motherfucker.
Not as often as I would like.
That's what the bathroom's for: reading comics and reading comics. Because that's all I ever do in there.
Well, I have my Grant Morrison books to keep me busy now.
That's what I read. I'm sleeping.
My books about Grant Morrison, I should say. I'm also finally starting to read again his book Super Gods, which is kind of like a.
Is it a comic? Or
No,
is it a book?
It's a book. It's almost a bit of a history of comic books, like a really quick one, and his feelings on certain things in comic books, and like he talks about the Watchmen and stuff. Like he talks about the Siegel and Schuster thing that went down, which actually got him a lot of flack when the book came out.
I hate that word, flack.
Yeah, well, there it is.
I don't know what exactly flack is. Like, can I go buy some flack? They have gack.
Well, there's a flak jacket. You've heard of those?
Yeah, okay, so what is that flak jacket for? Does it deflect flak? So if he wore that, would he not get flacked on?
No, because flat. I mean, I could look it up. It gives you the actual definition, but just off the top of my head, flak is basically the shrapnel that occurs when a grenade goes off.
So that jacket, if you were wearing it around a grenade, you'd be able to just stand there?
No.
Because no flak would hit you?
No. It's not a force field.
You said that a flak jacket. Now, if it's called a flak jacket, it either deflects flak or collects flak. Or is worn to do something with flak.
Does a Kevlar vest deflect a bullet? No, it doesn't.
But it does stop them.
Yes, it
So
does.
why doesn't the flak jacket stop flak?
It does stop flak. It doesn't deflect it.
It's so stopped, so you could wear it around a grenade.
Yeah. That's like saying, okay, you're wearing a bulletproof vest. Just hit
Stop
the
bullets.
microphone. Might stop one bullet,
It depends on where the bullet is.
and they could still shoot you in the head.
But
Or
the
foot.
point I'm saying is that the bullet will be stopped on the vest. So does this flak jacket around your arms and your chest
Why
stop
the fuck
flak?
are we talking about flak jackets?
Because you brought it up, and it's the kind of stuff that my audience wants.
Out of all the things you could have taken from that, you're right.
Oh, I'm one of those.
Flak
I
jackets.
always pick something that is inexcusably hard to defend and make someone defend it.
Why would I defend flak jackets?
You brought it up. This is what I do. I'm an artiste. In many different ways. You watch Gotham?
No.
Why not?
Because I hated the first episode and I said I'm never watching this again.
You don't watch
There you go.
Supergirl. You don't watch Gotham. You watch that garbage show, The Flash.
Hey, be careful. I'm still hoping that won't go the same way Arrow did.
I can't get into Arrow. With Matthew on it.
I was into Arrow for the first 2.5, 3 seasons. And then it got too CW for me.
Didn't Manu Bennett just come back as Deathstroke?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been watching.
I guess he got out of jail. I don't even know who Manu Bennett is.
He's an actor that plays Slade Wilson in Arrow.
So you think these new microphones will make you sound louder?
I'm sure they will. I'm looking at the feed here thing.
I'm happy about that because that's like your big criticism that you don't speak up.
Hey, it's not my criticism; it's their criticism.
It's true.
About me.
If you wanted to speak low for the entire podcast, I'm all there for you. I'm just not a low talker. Thankfully, neither one of us are close talkers. Because that's the worst.
Close talkers are bad. I can agree with that.
The worst.
Yep.
They get in your personal space. Just like tomorrow I have to institute the fist bump.
Oh my God. Somebody touched me yesterday.
In a place that do I have to get out of the doll and
get out of the doll? I'll show you where he touched me. No, he just came out.
Just the way you said that. Where did they hurt you, man?
He just came out, hey buddy, and did the slap on the shoulder. I hate when people touch me. I can't stand it. But hey, if you wanna, like, I don't like you. It's that I don't want to say that. Just don't touch me.
What if it was a beautiful woman?
That's different.
So that would be okay. So you're on my book with that.
Okay, there are 2 people I will accept a hug from no matter what. Well, one person now, unfortunately, my grandmother. My grandmother died.
Okay.
My mother. That's it.
You wouldn't accept a hug from Kimberly Hart?
If I knew who that was.
Power Ranger.
That's her name, is Hart?
Kimberly Hart.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Rob right now is going to stab you after he hears that you didn't know that. Because I said it already before. So if she wanted to hug
I'm
you.
sure Jason and Tommy have a last name too. I do know Billy's last name.
Even I don't know Billy's last name.
Cranston.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny because he was even on the show.
Yes, he was. And
I still didn't see the movie.
Apparently, he was not happy that a gay character was playing a gay guy was playing a character named after him.
Get over it.
Yeah, I know.
But I still haven't seen the movie.
Neither have I.
I won't go see it.
Neither one.
I still haven't seen the new Ghostbusters.
If it goes on to Netflix, I'll watch it.
Still haven't.
Not Ghostbusters. Power Rangers.
I wanted to see Ghostbusters, but
I'll never see Ghostbusters.
I don't like the message that what's his name? Paul Feig. Hope I said his name right.
If they hadn't pulled all that shit, I would have at least seen the movie on Netflix. But I'm not going to watch a movie from a team who decides that they're going to insult everybody who may not like the movie.
He apologized for it now months later.
I don't give a fuck.
I just popped my bottle.
It doesn't change that he did it.
So let's get back to hugs. So he wouldn't take any hugs from Kimberly Hart.
I might take a hug from Kimberly. I see.
Might? No. The answer
No,
is yes.
no, it's not. I have to know a person before I let them touch me.
I don't know about that. I feel like I know her enough that she could hug me.
I have to know somebody.
Quite a few wrestling women I'd let hug me too.
And there are rare instances where it might have been necessary. My father is one of those people who cannot.
So I guess you're not a Bailey fan in wrestling because she's a hugger. She hugs the crowd.
I'm not a person that likes touching.
Really?
No, I don't like it.
It depends on the touching, but I mean, if somebody wants to be like, "Hey, Rich, how's it going?" I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm not even a big fan of handshakes.
No, that's what I was going to tell you. I got to break out the fist bump tomorrow.
But I'll tell you what annoys me more than a handshake is somebody who can't do a handshake the right fucking way.
There's a right way to do a handshake.
There's a right way to do a handshake. You have to apply at least a little bit of pressure in the handshake.
Fuck that.
You don't do the fucking limp-wristed handshake.
You know what that means? It means the person doesn't want to shake your hand. Because I'm one of those people. I just go.
I don't want to shake a hand either, but I still put a little bit of pressure into it.
I don't get that because I never felt the need to crush someone's bones.
I didn't say crush. I said a little bit.
You get some of those like beefed up. Hey. Nope. Now you know someone's going to do that to me tomorrow if they're listening. Hopefully you don't get this up till after tomorrow.
It probably won't be up until tomorrow.
So
listening through and editing.
I won't be able to put it on Facebook until I get to my computer.
Yeah, I was trying to look at your Facebook page and it kept telling me you need to log in. I never had to log in before.
I got off the grid a little, but I'll still put the podcasts up every week. But I took it off my phone. I've gone Facebook free now once I shut the computer off. I need to be away from that nonsense. I'm tired of hearing about today. All is about Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Fifth. The day after May the 4th be with you, and Donald Trump and his health care bill, and so soon I'll be dead anyway because I won't have health insurance. I just can't take any more people complaining and bitching and whining and moaning over and over again about politics and comic books, and can't take it anymore.
You don't like people bitching about.
That's what makes me sad. Because I see all these people posting and reposting garbage. They can't help out their struggling artist friend.
You know why I don't have a Facebook? There you go.
Yeah, but Rob does. Does Rob repost our podcast? If you're listening, Rob, I want you to start posting.
Actually, he doesn't repost our podcast because he's a dick.
Are you a dick, Rob? Let me know. Because I don't think you're a dick. I think you'll repost the podcast now. I do. Prove Matt wrong, Rob. Prove him wrong.
He probably won't even listen to this.
You don't think he does?
He hasn't listened to one of our episodes since probably. Which episode did we have him on for? Was it the fourth one?
Yep, Star Wars.
Yeah, he hasn't listened to it since the third one.
I doubt John's listening. And I know Dave's not listening because Dave can only listen when he's at work and then he forgets. So if you're listening, Dave, send me a message as you're listening to this. So that means I won't be getting any messages. So is there anything else you want to talk about? My ass is starting to hurt in this chair.
It's the same type of chair you would have been sitting in.
I don't know, but after a while I like to stand up.
What, it's psychosomatic? Yeah.
After a while my body just goes, enough. And I got to sit for a long period of time tomorrow.
We have been going for a little over an hour now.
Really? Didn't feel like that.
Yeah, about an hour 10 right now.
Sounds like a good place to stop.
Yeah, we could probably wrap up here in a minute or so. Is there anything else? Is there anything that you have going on you'd like to?
Just Free Comic Book Day tomorrow. I'll be there from 10 to 2. Doing free sketches and have my tip jar out. I appreciate it, folks.
And I'm going to be having another video going up on our YouTube channel, which I'd love to just give you a nice short link to, but YouTube won't let me.
I didn't know you put videos
because we don't have enough subscribers or views.
What are we at? 2?
6. 6 subscribers.
Oh, we're 3 times more than I thought.
Yeah, and it won't be the title because YouTube will fuck with my shit if I put this in the title. But let's just say I kill a boss in Dark Souls 3 with Hitler.
Was it a good boss? Was it Satan?
No, It wasn't Satan. It was only like the third boss in the game. Second boss.
Is that the game you made me play that I failed horribly at?
Oh yeah, you failed horribly at that.
We should one day I should come to your house and I'll film me playing.
We are going to film that. I'm going to be getting an Elgato within the next month or so, and we'll record that gameplay footage.
What the hell is an Elgato? Sounds like a Mexican bandit.
No, it's used to record gameplay footage.
Watch out for Elgato.
Or if we wanted to do live streams, you could use it for that too, but we won't because my internet is shit.
I've already liked out and just focused on the word Elgato. He is the villain of Mexico.
Yeah,
Elgato.
He's the new Zorro villain. Elgato. They just introduced him.
What does Elgato mean?
I have no idea. And it's not Elgato, it's Elgato.
I said that the villain's name is Elgato.
I don't care what you said.
Is it Elgato like Delgado, or is it Elgato?
No, I don't know. I've never heard like somebody from the company pronounce it, so.
Yeah, you're very big on making sure everything's pronounced properly.
I try.
Race.
And honestly, the truth is, I don't even know if that's right. Because I was listening to an interview with Denny O'Neil where that might not be the actual way. Like even Denny O'Neil, who created the damn character, doesn't know the right way anymore. So
Roz to me sounds like a black woman that works at the DMV.
Did you? Speaking of black women, did you see the Dark Tower trailer?
No.
You never read the books either.
No.
It looks interesting.
Is that with the you're just that guy
Idris Elba, who is a great actor, and I'm happy that he's in the movie.
Who else is in this movie?
Matthew McConaughey.
Definitely won't see it now.
Hey, he's a good actor.
He made me not want to buy cars.
He's a good actor.
No, he's not.
Oh yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Watch The Lincoln Lawyer. Watch
The Lincoln Lawyer?
Shit, what was the name of that John Grisham movie he was in? He is a good actor when he's doing a serious drama.
Lawyer? Why does Lincoln need a lawyer?
Lincoln is in the car.
Why does a car need a lawyer?
The car doesn't need a lawyer. He's called the Lincoln Lawyer because that's what he drives.
That's a bad name. That's like if your lawyer drove a minivan, he'd be the minivan lawyer.
How would you know you never read a book?
I read a lot of books. I read the Thrawn trilogy.
Oh yeah, that's 3.
I read the Ahsoka book.
That's 4.
I've read the Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonlance, all of them. There's like 18 of them.
I'm sorry.
Those are great. Fizbane the Wizard.
Some of them are good.
Fizbane the Wizard is the fucking man. He makes Joris Kablauf, whatever his name is, from that Thrawn book, look bad.
I did see somebody comment to Timothy's on that. Are we finally going to figure out how to pronounce his name?
Yeah, we was talking about that last week, didn't we? Fizbane the Wizard is everything I wanted in Gandalf the Grey.
What was wrong with Gandalf the Grey?
He needed to be goofier.
I mean, he was even better when he became Gandalf the White.
Tell me when you watched that movie, you didn't think he turned Samwise Gamgee into a horse. When he finds him stooping, he goes, "I have something planned for you," and then there's a picture of a horse. Tell me you didn't think that was Samwise, because I did. I thought he turned him into a horse.
Of course you did.
The first thing I saw was a horse.
Well, I've read the books.
I've read the first book, Fellowship. Right.
That's actually the toughest one for me to get through, just because you have to go through all the Shire stuff at the beginning.
And I read the first 2 books of Game of Thrones. I know it's not called Ice and Fire or whatever.
Song of Ice and Fire. Fire and Ice? Ice and Fire, I think.
I like them. I couldn't get past how young the
characters are a lot younger in the book than they are in the TV
show.
So
I figured I don't want to impinge what I'm watching, so I'll go back to them, being he'll never finish them anyway. So
yes, he will. One day he'll finish those books.
Yeah, Danny was way too young in the book for me. Then
she's only like 13 or 14 in the books.
Yeah, I'll stick with Mike Khaleesi in the HBO shows.
Bran is very young in the book too.
Yeah, so is Jon Snow.
No, Jon Snow's maybe 15, I think, when the books start.
Yeah, and Kit Harington's a lot older than 15.
Yeah, much older.
So you don't watch the show, right?
I don't.
I really want you to watch season 6 because it was good.
Is that a season that has not been done in the books yet?
Yeah.
Then I will never watch it.
Then you missed one of the greatest battle scenes ever.
I'm not going to watch it.
But it's the best. The
I am
bastard
waiting,
and
I am waiting for the quiet.
it's just called the bastard versus. Now I don't even remember what it's called because you shushed me.
Good. Anything is a potential spoiler.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
You should have to watch it.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
So if he doesn't finish the book, you're never gonna know what happens.
Yeah, that's the way I'll keep it.
That's just sad.
Too bad. The last thing I knew, Jon Snow died.
He's back.
Shut
up. He's back in a good way.
Shut up.
You've seen the promotional stuff for it.
No, I didn't.
You had to.
No, I didn't.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere where? Twitter, Facebook, two places where I'm not.
Books A Million.
Fuck Books A Million. I go there once and I go into the fucking history section.
Jon Snow's dead. Even when I saw the last episode of that season and he was stabbed, I knew he wasn't dead.
I knew he was. Well, I knew he was coming. He was coming back.
He wasn't like what everybody made it sound like. Just like everybody wants that Lady Stoneheart in the show.
Well, he makes it seem a lot more
violent
and like actual dead in the book. I hear in the TV series it was pretty.
It was tame.
Yeah. So
let's see. I don't remember what season it was in, so I can't even say it to you about Ramsay. As far as you know, Ramsay's okay, right? Ramsay Bolton.
No, I'm pretty sure Ramsay's a dick.
No, I mean like he's still breathing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I can't even tell you all the cool stuff.
I think so. Oh my god, I can't even remember. Do you know when the 5th book came out? It was a couple of years ago now.
I watched the show. If it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't even know who the books were. Told you, I like visual.
I know.
I used to read a lot, like novels and
I like visual too, but I would much rather have the written word first and then the visual second.
So you're never going to watch the Game of Thrones finale.
I might.
Well, I'm going to warn you.
Once the books are done.
When the new season starts, I'm going to be real excited.
Here's something that's really funny, is that when you saw the Red Wedding happen, you had no idea it was coming.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I got to watch all those reactions from people online.
Do you know what I didn't? Well, that's what I don't like about you book people. You're all snobs about it. I read the book, so I knew the Red Wedding was going to. Fuck you.
But it was me able to see the reaction that I had on other people now.
That wasn't. You know what death got me the most? Ned Stark's. I didn't expect that.
Ned Stark was a surprise.
Yeah, like I didn't expect that when I was watching the show either.
That's when you knew that it was not.
The Red Wedding, I knew something was going to happen. I didn't expect it to be what it was.
Ned Stark's kind of like the classic fantasy hero, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I knew he was going to die because Sean Bean was playing.
Well, yeah. But classic fantasy hero doesn't work in that world. And that's why Ned Stark had to die.
You know, I also liked Robert Baratheon, but I knew that guy was famous enough that he was going to bite it too.
I didn't.
You didn't like Robert Baratheon?
I thought he was a terrible king.
Every person in that book is a terrible king.
I don't know. I kind of think
you'd fall off the chair right now if you knew who the king was.
I think Tyrion. The midget.
Tyrion.
I shouldn't say the midget.
Too late. You already dropped midget.
I did. I dropped midget. That's horrible. I'm a horrible person.
Why is it horrible? He'd probably smack you.
He probably would. And I'd let him because it's Peter Dinklage.
You'd fall off the chair if you knew who was king right now.
Probably.
Never saw it coming.
Unfortunately, I know that. Oh my god, I can't remember his name now. Tommen?
Yeah.
I know he killed himself.
Mr. Bean death. Yeah, Mr. Bean death. Jumped out the window.
Basically, I try not to like any characters in that show anymore. Or in that series anymore.
My big mistake was I got really into Ned Stark's character, and when he died, I had other friends who had read the book, and they were like, "Look, just watch the show, but don't get too attached to anybody." Mm-hmm. And I got really attached to Jon Snow as the story went on. So when he got stabbed, I was like, "There's no way that's how it's ended." I don't care what George Martin says about Gandalf should have stayed dead in Lord of the Rings. There's no way Jon Snow was going to stay dead then.
I've noticed that Martin likes to talk a lot.
He's a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy.
I had like a 5-hour dinner with him.
I think though that he likes to throw stuff out there just to see how people will react to it.
Oh, that's exactly what I like to do.
And I don't trust half of the shit that he says about the series.
He read us when I had the dinner with him. Parts of the new book from the first. And I had no idea what was going on, and he didn't warm up to me until we started talking about the New York Mets and stuff like that. Because I told him, I said I have no attachment to the books. I said I'm a strictly TV guy. He was like, "Rrr." And then he didn't like that I like Netflix and stuff like that. But after he got to know me a little bit and know, like, my story of how I got into Game of Thrones, and I did read the first 2 books. I just didn't like the age of the characters. He gave me like a pass, but I didn't know what he was talking about. And now, after season 6, what he read us makes more sense to me now than it did then, because I didn't know who any of the characters were.
I can understand why he would be a little miffed that you didn't read the books.
Gotta remember, there's not everybody walks. There's not a lot of bookstores around anymore.
That's true, but you have your phone.
I refuse to read comics, books, magazines. News stories are the only thing I read on my phone.
I would if I could get a copy of Enigma by Peter Milligan for under $30.
Is Enigma about the Riddler?
No. Enigma's I haven't gotten very far into it. It's kind of weird, but it's from that era of where like the British comic invasion with like Alan Moore and Grant Morrison and some others whose names are.
We went off on a tangent there for ending our show early.
Yeah, we did.
But Game of Thrones, you're going to have to catch up because I'm not going to be able to sit here with you. We're just going to have to do no podcast for a month.
Or you could just not talk about Game of Thrones.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
You can just not talk
about Game of
Thrones.
That show is the only show on TV where you can't talk to me while it's on. I will turn my phone off, and I sit in the dark, and I watch Game of Thrones. And then I watch it again afterwards to catch anything I missed.
Yeah, we'll just not talk about Game of Thrones on the podcast.
Like the scene where Tyrion's on trial.
I tell you what.
That was personal for me.
Call somebody else who watches Game of Thrones. Get it out of your system before I get here.
No, it doesn't get out of my system. It's already choking me up.
Oh, do you watch Comic Book Men?
Yes.
Did you see? I think it was last week's episode
with Tom Cavanaugh.
Yeah, Tom Cavanaugh. Wow, that was a lot of money for that book at the beginning of the show.
Right?
Human Torch number 2.
Yeah. I was like, why? I don't get it.
What did you say? There's only 180 known copies left in
existence?
But
it wasn't even the first appearance of Human Torch.
No, it wasn't. But it was his first series.
They've had other books on that show that he should have offered that kind of money for.
Yeah.
And didn't.
Can you think of one?
Yeah, like first appearance of Riddler. They've had on there.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
I don't remember that.
They've also had a copy of, if I remember right, in the first 2 seasons of Detective come through. And they had to call in that Rob guy.
Oh, yeah.
To give him the price on it.
Yeah.
They've had better books come through that thing, and that was one of those things where I was like, Disney got to them.
Well, it's funny because I can't even really say that there's a huge demand for that book.
I can.
Because when most people think of the Human Torch, they think of
Fantastic Four.
Four.
Right now, there's a lot of clamoring because I think the Fantastic Four are coming back at the end of the new Secret Empire thing.
Frankly, I'm with Kevin Smith on this one. I was wondering what the hell happened to the Human Torch. Oh, he became the Vision? You didn't think that was worth talking about?
I didn't even know that.
Neither did I.
I've been reading comics now for a good 2 or 3 years.
For all I know, that was completely fucking wrong.
But wasn't he in the X-Men versus Inhumans books that I was getting?
I don't know.
Wasn't he an Inhuman?
I don't know. I don't read Marvel.
Oh, then again, Dr. Octopus is a Hydra agent now, so. Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's the superior octopus. And he looks like he has like the Hydra Bob suit, but then he's got little arms.
All right, folks.
We're going to end on Hydra Bob?
We're going to end on Hydra Bob. I don't know that we can really do much better than that because we're almost at an hour and a half now.
All
I
right.
think that's definitely a great time to cut it.
Well, you think people will be bored?
Well, I'm also considering how much space we have available on Buzzsprout.
I don't like that name, Buzzsprout.
Neither do I, but it's the best place I could find where I didn't have to pay a ton of money to host a podcast.
All right. I guess I'll
So
have to
there you
wait till
go.
next week to know you more about Game of Thrones.
Yes, you will.
I'll weigh you down.
All right. Well, until then, hey, if you want to know when things might be up or if there's going to be any issues, check out sortaprofessional.wordpress.com. That's our blog that I mentioned to Rich probably after the podcast last week. Probably should have mentioned it during. And, well, I think that's it from me. All right.
This has been Sort of Professional, where we know the difference between Hellboy and Thanos. Good night, folks.
Good night.